Hello everybody, welcome to the Red Devil Experience transfer deadline day. We have breaking news. Manuel Ugarte officially confirmed as a Manchester United transfer. He is here. He is red. And it's good to get it over the line right before the window closes. So good stuff from Manchester United. We've gotten our man. It's good to go. We're ready to go. We got a lot of news to cover, a lot of updates on Sancho. That deal might still be happening. It's probably going to go down to the wire. It's, I would say, a 50-50 shot right now. There's a lot of difficulties in the deal right now. Manchester United holding their ground for the deal that they want, and Chelsea pushing because they want the signing. So we're going to get into all of that. Plus, we had a couple late rumors. We have a Ten Hag presser to cover. So we got a lot of stuff we got to cover. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And let's get straight into it. Let's see. So, Ugarte confirmation, there you have it up on the screen. That's put out by Manchester United's social media account. And Manuel Ugarte has also made a statement on his signing. So, Manuel Ugarte has said, "It is an incredible feeling to join a club of this magnitude, one that is admired all around the world. The project that the football leadership discussed with me is extremely exciting. Manchester United is an ambitious club, and I am an ambitious player." So, pretty strong signing statement from our new signing. Axe Lord is here. Axe, good to see you in here. How you feeling? Ugarte's official. They finally brought him in, he said. Yes, they did. It was never a doubt for me. Once it was pretty much confirmed, it was pretty much confirmed. I think they just left it a little late because you save the best for last, I guess. You save the best for last sometimes. So, and they had a couple other things going on in the background. So, the Sancho deal, I think, is still taking up a lot of their time. There's negotiations still ongoing with Chelsea. And I don't know why we just got really loud, but that was crazy. But, yeah. So we have Sancho, which we're going to get into. We're going to come back to Ugarte in a little bit because there's a lot of breaking stuff, and then we'll round back up to it because the internet's going crazy right now. So let me get into Sancho. We got a lot of stuff to cover on Sancho. There was a lot of developments, and then we'll bring you the last update on Sancho at the end of it. So it's going from oldest to newest is how we're gonna do it. Axe is telling me we lost Neves and bought his substitute, but yeah, it is what it is. I will encourage Ugarte regardless. Listen, Axe, I wanted Joao Neves super badly. I think Joao Neves is a absolutely fantastic talent at his age. I think he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world. If he continues on the path that he's already continued, I look at him in a similar aspect as Kobe Maino. I think sky's the limit for Kobe Maino. I think sky's the limit for Joao Neves. I would have taken Joao Neves as the signing. Unfortunately, he went to PSG. But from what I've seen of Manuel Ugarte, he is no downgrade in any sense. I think he is a great signing. He's 23, about to be 24 in the next month or two or something like that. He is a pit bull in the midfield. He's not tall, but he has strength. He's a little bit like Lisandro. Not a tall guy, but can use his body, pit bull, aggressive, has a strong mentality, has a good passing range, has good defensive capabilities. And I think he offers just a little bit more than Joao Neves right now because Joao Neves still has to grow out his game in certain aspects. I think Joao Neves is good in certain aspects. In other aspects, he still needs to develop. Ugarte, we know, defensive midfielder, defensive, just maestro, tackling, all that, and his ability to make passes from a deep line playmaker aspect, very very good as well, very good. So I'm very excited by this by Manuel Ugarte. I want him to just hit the ground running. Unfortunately, we already got statements that came out previously before the signing that he's not going to be ready for the Liverpool match. I don't think he'll be registered in time, so he won't be part of the squad for the match. Going off of what they previously said. Now, if something changes in the next couple minutes, then obviously we'll get into that. But yeah, I think I would love for him to be part of the Liverpool match. I wanted him to be on the bench at least as a sub, come in, give him 20 minutes or something. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Hopefully something changes. Maybe those were just rumors. I don't think it was like officially confirmed. That was just what was going around. So I think yeah, I'm very very excited by this player. But let's get into the Sancho stuff cuz there's a lot of updates on Sancho, and this is still ongoing. So as the news comes, we will break it to you. So our update. This was early on in the morning. We're going from oldest to newest. Chelsea submitted an official bid for Jadon Sancho. The initial loan proposal similar to terms offered by Juventus, but the total package would be higher. Then, David Ornstein saying Chelsea expected to strike a deal with United to sign Jadon Sancho before the transfer window closes. No formal agreements in place yet, but the situation is advancing that way. Then, Chelsea offered United Carne Chukwumeka. Don't expect me to pronounce that correctly. As part of negotiations for Jadon Sancho, but they're unlikely to accept this. So we did not go for that. We did not want that player. I'm not gonna pretend I have no clue who the hell that guy is. Never heard of him. I've never seen him play. When I know a player, I'll tell you all about him. When I don't know a player, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna pretend like I know somebody I don't. I've never seen the guy play a single second of football, so have no clue if he was even decent or not. But yeah, we've rejected that. Sterling is not coming to Manchester United anymore. In fact, he is actually about to join Arsenal per Fabrizio Romano update that just came out maybe about literally 2 minutes ago. So I'm happy about that. Although it didn't come to my mind at the time when we talked about it in the last live that I would have probably taken Sterling on a loan. Because I think he's going to Arsenal alone. I don't think it's going to be a permanent move as of right now. I would probably have just taken him just to have him on a loan, but on a permanent deal, don't want him. We could use the money elsewhere. So it is what it is at this point. Following that update, David Ornstein coming with some more stuff saying negotiations between Chelsea and Manchester United over the transfer of Jadon Sancho center on initial loan with an obligation to buy next summer. So that would be good, I guess, as long as we get that obligation to buy. Jadon Sancho needs to go. His time in Manchester United is over. I don't want to do this anymore, discussing about Jadon Sancho, this and that. Let him move on. Let us move on. Let's get it done. Erik ten Hag did provide some updates, but this came very early, so a lot of things have transpired prior to that. But Erik ten Hag did do a presser, and he did talk about Jadon Sancho, and there was a couple things that came out of the club about Jadon Sancho, potentially if he does stay, that they are okay with him staying. So I don't know if they were putting that out to put a little bit more pressure on Chelsea, but we will see. We will see. Lyle, good to see you, Lyle. Says, hey, Reds, to everybody, how we all doing? So to follow up on that, then Ben Jacobs, all of these are the most credible journalists you could ask for. Very, very solid. Not a single one that you wouldn't take a piece of news from. So Ben Jacobs saying, I think it's going to be complicated. He was on the United stand earlier. This loan with an option into an obligation. In other words, the obligation has to be triggered by something likely performance related on Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. He also then followed up by saying something extraordinary would need to happen to see Raheem Sterling at United. So as I just said, Raheem Sterling Not coming to Manchester United, going to Arsenal, it seems like, as per Fabrizio Romano just updated us a little bit ago. And this came a little bit uh later, so more recent, that Chelsea have presented two bids for Jadon Sancho. One proposal is a loan with buy option clause, the other one with obligation to buy on different terms. Chelsea also reached total agreement on Jadon Sancho on personal terms. It's up to Manchester United, and Manchester United Manchester United was holding out because they want it to be done on their terms and not Chelsea's terms. Lyle's telling me Sancho to Chelsea, here we go. So let's go get that for you right now. We'll speed through this. Talks were progressing, and Manchester United were happy for Jadon to stay unless Chelsea meet their terms. Let me go get that. I'm gonna go pull this up for you guys because apparently Fabrizio Romano has told us. Here we go. If the internet is working, I think Fabrizio Romano. Here it is. I'm gonna pull it up now. So we do have more official confirmation. Breaking news: Jadon Sancho has gone to Chelsea. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for you guys right now. Give me a second to pull that up. We are here. Hit this. So here's the tweet from Fabrizio, just gone out. We might have to resize that a little bit. I'll put it like this so you can see the full thing. So, breaking news from Fabrizio Romano, official comunicado: Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. Here we go. Loan deal with obligation to buy clause agreed between the clubs. Sancho already said yes, as he wanted Chelsea move. Deal now agreed between all parties. Manchester United accepted the proposal, and the deal is now set to be signed. So there you have it. Here we land. Here we fly. Here we travel to London by train or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But yeah, obligation to buy. Sancho's out. I'm happy Manchester United's gotten the deal. And I just want to take a second. I think INEOS have done an absolutely fantastic job in this transfer window. Again, I think the players we've got in, the players that we sold, the money that we were able to raise, with all the crap that they've inherited from the Glazers, the mess that it was with contracts, with shitty contracts, with high wages that they gave to players. It being their first window, their first ever window, they just basically put the entire team together right before the window opened, and it was time to go to work. A lot of big decisions, a lot of big deals that they had to make, a lot of stuff that they put into the background that we don't get to see. I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job as their first window. And I hope they keep this up. I hope they even go to improve on top of it, because you know what? I'm happy with every single player that we've signed. I think every single player that we've signed is a great signing. I think they're a great player. They have good personalities, attitudes, abilities, and all that. And I think we did a good job to raise some funds as well. I think we spent about somewhere about 200 something million in total now with Ugarte in there, and we've raised about 100 and something million. So I think we've done a pretty good job. I think that's a great job. So Axel is saying it's truly sad story with United and Sancho. I mean, even if you don't watch football at all, Sancho's career trajectory is kind of tragic. I don't know if it's about mental health or character. It's sad. Well, to me, it just seems like he's one of those people. And I don't want to character assassinate the guy, because you know what, in football sometimes these things happens too. Like it's just not the right environment. He doesn't have the correct, I guess, personality or whatever. It's just not a match. It's not a match. It was really forced. It just felt forced. It didn't seem like the right fit for him. And unfortunately, our club was not compatible with him, and he wasn't compatible with us. So that's just what it seems like. He went to Dortmund. He seemed happy. They seemed to kind of turn a little bit of a blind eye to his, you know, showing up late and maybe not training 100% to as best as he could, and they were okay with that. You know, they propped him up. They put him all over social media saying how great he was. At the end of the day, they didn't sign him. They didn't think he was worth that money. So I don't know how great you could be when you know, all that happens. Um, and you know, and he came back, and it just didn't work out. And sometimes these things happen, but you know, Manchester United is a different breed. It's a different animal. Um, so, you know, you have to be built for it. You have to be built for it. And I don't think he had the correct attitude at times. I don't think he made the correct decisions at times. You know, I think he royally screwed up by doing what he did, leaving that social media post up there. You know, if he just held his tongue a little bit, if he held his nerve a little bit, he actually probably would have got the chance in that situation because, you know, Antony was out. We were basically begging for a winger at that moment, and because of what he did. Now he obviously didn't know that that was going to happen, but because of what he did, he totally missed his chance. So just it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. Um, Axe saying Chelsea's going crazy with transfers. They just play FM24 in real life. Yeah, but let's see how they put it together because so far it's been a giant mess. You know, they could keep spending all this money, but until they settle down with the manager and a set plan and actually put this squad together and have something to work towards instead of chopping and changing and keep buying players and all this. You know, I'm not that worried until they figure that part out because it's still a mess. It's still a mess. Lyle saying weird. Sancho want the Chelsea move. He is going to a club that has 7,000 wingers plus a manager is not shy to bench. Super non-ambitious move, but hey, good luck to him. I mean, yeah, that's another thing too. You know, like Chelsea do have all these players. Um, what I don't know why he thinks that you know, he'll probably get more of an opportunity at Chelsea than he would currently at United. But I don't think he wanted to play for Ten Hag, and I don't think Ten Hag, you know, I don't know. It's hard to read. I don't know if Ten Hag really wanted him. Um, because sometimes Ten Hag is all about business, but then I don't know when you get into the personality of the man, it's a little bit hard to determine. So I don't know if Ten Hag was just doing the PR role, talking about, you know, he will get opportunities. We need everybody in the squad. It kind of seems like a PR response to me, which I wouldn't be surprised about. But at the same time, yeah, you know, he's gonna go there. I mean, the only thing he probably did it for is to go live in London. That's probably what really attracted him. I don't even know if it's really about the football. But at the same time, he does have kind of a point to prove. He is staying in the Premier League. He is going to be at Chelsea. Uh, and he might have a little bit fire under his ass now. You know, he's left Manchester United. Our fans don't really want him anymore. We wanted him gone. A lot of people are counting him out. Maybe from his point of view, disrespecting him in his mind, right? So he might want to go to Chelsea. He might turn it up. He might train harder than ever. He might perform better than ever, just to show us up. So, you know, it could be that too. Could be that too. I think definitely London played a part in it. I think he wanted to stay in England. I don't think he wanted to relocate like his family, friends, and all that stuff. So I think he took the opportunity, and I think, you know, the fact that he wanted to go, it was kind of like a little bit of a middle finger, like fuck you, I'm done with this. I'm done with the manager. I'm done with this club. It's been a shit time here. I've not really enjoyed it. I'm out. Fuck you. I'm going to London. I'm going to Chelsea, and I'll see what I get there. You know, I don't know. Could be wrong. I have no clue. I don't have inside information. I don't know Sancho. I don't know nothing. I'm just stating how I feel about the situation. Um, Timothy saying Sancho should be given playing time in Man United. Well, he's not gonna get it anymore, because he's gone. So we're over that part. You think he should have gotten playing time? Maybe he should have got playing time. But also he probably should have done some things that or he shouldn't have done some things that he did do, and he probably should have done some things that he didn't do. So if ands or buts, maybes, would have, could have, should have, it's done and dusted with. I'm actually happy that this is over with. Two major announcements. We're gonna get back to Ugarte because that's more important. This is over with. I'm done with this. Thankfully, I've hated every bit of this saga, and finally we could put it behind us. So and then Axe is saying, yeah, he is surely responsible for what happened. I feel sad for how things went. Heck, I mean, listen, these things do happen. Um, I don't get too sad about things like this anymore. I've when I was younger, there used to be a couple players there, a couple things happened with them, broke my heart, and I learned the hard way. So I don't get too attached anymore. Lyle's saying he is from London, and we can say that also played a factor. But hey, Chelsea, though I'm not sure. Listen, it is what it is. It's his decision. It's his future. It's his career. He can do as he pleases. He wants to go to Chelsea. He wants to go to Chelsea. I'm happy we didn't get Raheem Sterling. Um, because I didn't want Raheem Sterling, so I'm happy that wasn't part of it. Axe saying surely Ten Hag wanted him out. It was just PR. Ten Hag wanted CR7 out ever since day one, and for good reasons. But yeah, the Ronaldo thing was a little bit of a it was a power thing. So and also to be fair, I always thought that Ronaldo wanted to leave anyway. I think if you heard Ronaldo's statements, like yeah, he did have a thing with Ten Hag or whatever. Um, but if you ever heard Ronaldo's statements when he said, when I showed up to Manchester United, everything was the same, nothing changed from like whatever 12 years ago, whatever it was, and he was shocked and all that. I think Ronaldo came there thinking we were possibly they sold him the dream of we're gonna go shoot for the title again. It obviously collapsed. He realized that the Glazers were basically still fucking the club and made it worse. And I think at some point he did ask them to want out. He wanted out. And I think they denied him that. I think they denied him that solely for commercial reasons. I think they wanted Ronaldo there because of the kits, the money, and all that came with it. And then it just got to a certain point where Cristiano was like, "Fuck this," and I'm leaving. So yeah. Lyle saying, yeah, we can finally close the door on Sancho and now move on. Squad is kind of reset this window. We still have more work. It is, I would say it's semi reset. I would say it's semi reset. We still need another. I think in the next two transfer windows, I think we could say the squad is completely and fully reset. I think we need two more windows to do so. I think we need a couple more players. There's a couple players here that I think still need to go, but we could use them for the remainder of the season. And I think the signings that we bring in are excellent signings, and I'm very very happy with the window. Get put in the comments what you rate this. What you rate this. The window. Put in the comments what you rate out of 10. What do you rate the window? Get in the comments, get involved, put them in there. Good exits, good signings. I agree with you, Lyle. Latest, Timon Argueno is asking for the latest on Cheeto Obi Martins. Well, I think we signed him the other day, I'm pretty sure. And we signed him the other day. I'm pretty sure it was officially confirmed. There hasn't really been any updates other than that. I think he's going to be in the reserves for the under 21s. I'm pretty sure they're not going to include him. I think in the senior squad. There hasn't really been too much news other than that we officially signed him the other day, and that's it. That's pretty much it. There's not much of an update. We do have the Ten Hag presser. We have a couple other various transfer updates. Let me check the internet real quick because just stuff is just all over the place right now. So I just want to make sure that we didn't get anything else. So Chelsea's this is actually a big piece of news. Oh wait, never mind. I misread that. I'm sorry. But still, Decently. Chelsea's loan with an obligation to buy for Jadon Sancho is less than 40 million. I thought it said is 40 million. I was about to get all excited and start jumping around because 40 million for Sancho would be fantastic. Less than 40 million. I mean, what could it be? If it's 35, still happy. We'll figure it out. Let me see if there's anything else. Fabrizio Romano saying Sancho didn't really want to stay at Manchester United. This is the reality. He wanted to move on and try something different. So yeah, I think he had enough. Ugarte. Sancho departs United after 3 years joining, and was a very lackluster 3 years as well. No, I think Antony is competing with Sancho for which one is the worst, because it ain't looking good for Antony either. And that's somebody that I would probably expect, if he doesn't do something this season, I expect him to be gone in the next summer window by the end of the year. I think he would have to go. No way we keep him anymore longer than that if he doesn't show us something. Yeah, obligation to make the deal permanent. So yeah, that's all good. Chelsea's but now TalkSport is actually reporting that Chelsea's obligation to buy Jadon Sancho from Manchester United is £40 million. So that's actually very good if true. We're gonna keep an eye on that. We'll continue with the rest of the show and then we'll get in there. Yes, thank you, Lyle, for that update there on Obi Martin. It's going to take up to 6 weeks to be ratified. Academy player between Category 1 clubs process with the Premier League. That's very good information, Lyle. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lyle always coming in with the very good information. I love it. And this is why we love the chat. Now, I have another couple segments here, so we're going to get into it. On the other note, and here we go, and here we land, and here we fly, and here we sail, and whatever. Manchester United have signed 18-year-old midfielder Sekou Kone, which he's highly talked about. Again, I've never seen him play. I don't know what he's exactly like, what he can show us on the pitch per se. That's going to be a wait and see. But he's highly talked about. And he's supposedly very, very good for his age. So I'm excited to see this kid come in. And actually, on the last show, we were talking about how we do need another midfielder. Now, we're going to get into why I'm actually a little bit even more excited about this, even though I don't know too much about him. There's a reason for that, and we'll get there. But sources confirm Sekou Kone was first scouted by the club's future talent scouting team at the U17 World Cup in November 23rd. Multiple staff watched him throughout the tournament and identified a player of significant interest to follow. Sources insist Manchester United are really excited by Sekou Kone's mixture of qualities, technical composure, and quality of both feet. Ball manipulation when under pressure, his physical ability to press with intensity, energy, and his mentality. Kone will initially be with the Manchester United Academy as he adapts to life in Manchester and to English football, and the staff will take a patient approach as he develops physically and as a player. Now, this was stated basically with his signing. When his signing was confirmed, these developments followed almost basically immediately. This update now came maybe about 30 minutes to an hour ago, which I thought was interesting, but it says Sekou Kone is not seen as an academy signing, and this is coming from the Manchester Evening News. So they did say they were going to be patient with him. He was going to go with the academy, but it seems like there is already a plan for him to become part of the first team at some point. I don't think he might not take as long as maybe some of us were thinking. I think there is maybe already a pathway and a plan to try and get him into the first team, which makes me more excited because I was saying last live stream that we did how we needed another midfielder. We needed another midfielder with Ugarte just for the depth because the depth scares me and I believe that if we run into a little bit of trouble with injuries, a suspension, maybe form isn't great, I still felt like we needed another midfielder. And I will take this kid. We also have Collier. So, if we have two kids as backups and, it comes to it where maybe, somebody's injured or not available or something like that and we need to throw them in there, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I think Collier is good. I think he needs more time, but I think he's good. And, sometimes that's what happens. Marcus Rashford, prime example of that. Nobody was really looking at him too much. We had so many injuries at striker that he had to play. He came on, and the rest is history. So you never know. But I'm okay with having these kids, 18-year-old and Toby Collier. I think that's good enough for the depth as well. Maybe you could give them a match here, there in a Carabao Cup or FA Cup early on. Axe Lord rated it 7 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10, to be fair, Axe. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think they did very, very well. I think they did very, very well. Lyle saying, expect Coney to be part of the first team soon. He will play in the academy to adjust to life in Manchester. He is of good age to be integrated into the first team. Start at academy first. I think so. I think 18 is a good enough age. I think you come in, you do a few months with the academy, get used to life there, so we don't put too much pressure on you. And then once he settles in, he seems a little bit more comfortable. He gets to know the place, gets to know the people around the club. Then we could start bringing him through to the first team. So super excited. I can't wait to see this kid play a match. I want to see what he looks like. I want to see what he's got to offer on the pitch. So definitely Rajat's here. He said F. What is F? Is that your rating for the window? Or are you just mad? You got to tell us more, Rajat. I don't know what F means. F in the chat? F in the chat for fail? Happy about Ugarte being confirmed finally. I think we all are. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see him on the pitch as well. I think Ugarte is going to be absolutely brilliant. I did do a little intro video. If anybody missed it or if you didn't check it out yet, it's on the channel. It's 5 minutes. It's narrated, shows a little bit of his skills as well, clipped up skills and what he's got to offer. So if you want, you can check it out after this, for sure. Lyle saying Wilcox gonna really be involved with Kone for a technical perspective as rumored, and Rajat saying no because Jadon left and they won't replace him. Yeah, but I'm not too worried about that. I mean, Sancho hasn't been available. Sancho wasn't with us last season for half the season. Um, he barely took part in the preseason, and he hasn't been with us for the first two matches. So it's like we haven't really lost anything. We were already pretty much without him, in my opinion, the way it is. We were already pretty much without him. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I think we also have a lot of options now. A big problem that we have, I think, Mason Mount. Mason Mount is a big problem because Mason Mount, if you haven't heard, Mason Mount has suffered a hamstring injury. He's gonna miss a few matches, which is disappointing, and sad to hear. But also, it's a bit of concern because it seems like this Mason Mount deal is turning into one that was not a good deal. It seems like he is becoming injury prone. It's very, very bad. Because I was going to say that Mason Mount can also be played on the wing if we really need to. If we got to the point where we're desperate and we're out wingers, as Axe Lord is mentioning here, we got Garnacho, Rashford, Diallo, Antony, and the wingers are okay. And then at times, if we really, really needed to, Bruno could play out there, if need be. Mount could play out there if need be. But Mount is injured, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay fit this season, which is a whole nother issue. It's disappointing, and I actually feel bad for him because this guy can't catch a break with the injuries now, and his career at United is stagnating because of it, because he just cannot get a rhythm. So I hope this is a one-off thing. I hope he doesn't get re-injured throughout the season a couple more times like he did last season. Um, we need him. And as Erik Ten Hag has mentioned before, we have a very long season with a lot of games. We need as many people as available. The more the merrier, the more the better. So, yeah, I don't know. Now there was this little thing on Christian Eriksen. It doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen, but this was a little bit earlier that it was in the last hours. United have been seeking interest in Christian Eriksen, but right now no clubs have advanced their interest. It looks like Christian Eriksen is gonna stay at Manchester United. So I guess in terms of squad depth, I guess you could keep him. He doesn't offer so much on the defensive side though, so you know, but as important as squad depth to have an option, I guess we'll keep him for now. Maybe in January, maybe he goes in January. Maybe we bring somebody else in instead. That's there. Lyle informing me. Fab confirmed the obligation for Sancho is 25 million. Interesting. All right, so talk sport, more like talk shit. And Ben Jacobs also confirming that. So it does seem like the fee is 25 million. What is that? Pounds? 25 million pounds. So yep, Ben Jacobs also saying that as well with Fabrizio Romano. Um, Talk Sport, Mike Keegan. Maybe that Talk Sport thing was no, it was definitely his. So Talk Sport originally said 40 million, then they changed it and said it was 25 million. They corrected that. At least they corrected themselves. The least they could do. But yeah. So it's about 25 million. So it's a little low, but then again, with those ridiculously high wages, you were never probably gonna get 40 million. Um, maybe 30 would have been good, an extra 5 million, but you're haggling over 5 million at this point. I'd rather just get him out, get the deal done, and move on, which is what they did. So, you know what? We'll take the 25 million and those fucking wages off the table. I mean, um just to he's on 300, he was on 300,000 a week, correct, Lyle? Since you know everything, just let me know if I'm correct there. He was on 300,000 a week, correct? Oh my god. Trying to do math and I can't do it. Uh that's about, if he was on 300,000 a week, that's 15 million a year. 15.6 million a year in wages. So, 325. That's even worse. That's even worse. Jesus, oh my god. What were they doing who was smoking crack when they gave him this deal? Jesus. So if the wages are off, we got 25 million transfer fee, plus in wages we're saving 17 million a year. So even if you do it um just for 1 year, that's 42 million in one season. So again, maybe the fee a little bit low, maybe people wanted a higher fee, but in my opinion, very very, that's a good chunk of money. That's another player right there, essentially. If you take the wages off the books into account, so hopefully the wages. I don't think we got that detail yet. I'm hoping the wages go with him with the obligation to buy. So, we gotta see what that's going to be. Um, Lyle mentioning the Europa League. Yes, actually, we need to get into that as well. Europa League draw was earlier today. We didn't cover it. We'll do that at the end of the show for the real ones that stay here, and we'll talk about Liverpool as well. We have a Ten Hag presser update. I actually got a couple more updates here, and then we'll get to the Ten Hag, and then we'll get to the end of the show, and we'll probably be live until the window officially closes. So Lyle letting me know Woodward, I think, was the CEO. Then yeah, Woodward was on some other shit. It just shows you how bad he really was at his job. Like, look at the difference between Woodward, Murtaugh. and Richard Arnold, and how INEOS have come in and handled this window. They've made them look like absolute fucking amateurs, and I mean they were amateurs, um, but absolute amateurs. They made them look like, you know, the equivalent of, it looks like a 25-year-old playing a match of football one-on-one against a 10-year-old. I mean, it's literally the equivalent of what they did to them. They've made them look like absolute morons. So yeah. I've lost my, I need to, okay. Um So to move on from that, there was also this talk about Antony to Real Betis on loan. Apparently there was some type of a loan interest from Real Betis. Definitely not happening. Antony refused it as well. He wants to stay at Manchester United. So Antony here wants to fight for his spot. He's still backing himself, which at least I will give him that much. While his on-field performances haven't been good, I don't think he's adjusted very well to Manchester United. He hasn't had a great first two seasons, and for me, if he doesn't show us something, this is the final season for me. And he would have to go. But I will respect the fact that um he wants to stay here and fight for his place. And just, just do it on the pitch. Do it on the pitch. So I will give him that opportunity at least. When he comes on the pitch, show me what you got. Show me what you got. And leave everything out there. That's all I could pretty much say. And hopefully it comes good, because you know what? As much as everybody's shitting on Antony and bantering the crap out of him, I hope he comes good, because we need him to come good. We need him to do something. We need him to do something. If he can provide 8 goals and 8 assists, that's better than what he's done in the past 2 seasons. I'll take it, because that means that he's helping the team, trying to get points at least. So, it that was the last worst deal we've ever made. Panic bought. What a waste of fucking money. To be honest, what a waste of money. What a stupid deal it was to pay all that money. It really was. It really was. But thank God we don't have to deal with shit like this anymore, because INEOS are here, and they've put together an excellent recruitment team and hierarchy that knows what they're doing. They don't fuck around. I think they've showed they mean business. And I think they showed that they know that they actually have an idea of what they're actually doing in terms of when it comes to football. So really happy on that regard. Um, Axe saying Woodward was good financially wise, but it was absolutely horrible in terms of football. Yeah, I mean, but that's what he was there for. You know what I mean? He was literally there for commercial business. He had no clue about football, which actually, I actually think, see, and this is why I think the Glazers are actually fucking stupid, in my opinion, because if the Glazers, like, if the number one thing is money, right, and they're taking the money, like it was all about commercial, because commercial was there. They actually shot themselves in the foot by having somebody in charge that was there that knew nothing about football, and doing deals like this, doing deals like Harry Maguire, doing deals like Jadon Sancho. They could have actually got more bang for their buck. They probably could have, the club would have been in a better financial situation, which means more money for them in their pockets or their bank account or whatever. And they actually, like, they basically shot themselves in the foot. Like, they could have had 2 good feet, and they were just like, no, and shot themselves in 1 foot and then continued walking. So that's why I don't even think they're that smart. I actually think they're kind of morons. That was daddy bought the club, and they took it over. So, yeah. What Antony has 1 more season left, essentially. This is pretty much it. This is do or die for Antony in his United career. So, Axe saying, no. Lyle saying to Axe, with bringing in funds, partner sponsors, top class, but they squandered all those funds with the Glazers on stupid deals, and the Glazers have no clue about any footballers at all. So they're like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I just did a deal we just signed this guy 80 million 80 million asset being written off the books. And they're like, is he any good? Oh, yeah, top talent. And then that was probably the end of the discussion. They never even watched him play a minute. Although apparently Avram Glazer is going to all the matches now, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe he's taking a little bit more of an interest. Maybe Sir Jim's told him maybe he's listening to Sir Jim. I also feel like there's a weird aspect on this. With Avram showing up to the matches a lot more, being around a lot more, which is fucking strange. But also just the fact that they let INEOS take over this aspect of the club. I feel like they listened to Sir Jim because Sir Jim is a billionaire. And if it wasn't for Sir Jim being a billionaire, they wouldn't even have listened to him. Because a lot of the shit that we were saying as fans, that we were crying for 10 years, I think Sir Jim and his people have come in and kind of addressed, and they've also kind of made little statements, maybe not to the extent that we did, but in similar ways, he kind of said things, but on a little bit more on a lighter note. And it seems like the Glazers were willing to let Sir Jim do this, and they listened to Sir Jim, but only because he's a billionaire. When we said it, we're peasants and we're overreactive, and we're crybabies pretty much. The exclusivity of the 1%. Yeah, I think it was more like, because they're kind of on the same page, they're more willing to listen to them. I still have this feeling. I mean, we have no clue what happened in the negotiations for the club, but I really do feel like, because it's common sense. I mean, everybody here that's watching this channel, and everybody that's not watching this channel that's a United fan around the world, I think everybody knew, like, hey, if you're more successful on the pitch, you will get more money. We tried to tell them that. They didn't want to listen, or they didn't listen because they don't care about what we have to say. And I feel like the first time Sir Jim walked in for the meeting for like negotiations, literally had like a chart and just said, the fuck around and find out, or find out and fuck around chart. I think it was a similar chart, but it was like success on the pitch and then money. And then there was just like the line going like this. And he showed them that chart, and the Glazers were like, oh, you know what? That actually makes sense. And then they just went from there. Like, I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I'm talking shit. I'm making shit up. To a certain extent, but no, for real. And then we had Scott McTominay. Well, let's talk about our former Red from the youth. So Scott McTominay to Napoli from Manchester United, officially confirmed, because as we did talk about last time, he did go to Napoli. Ugarte came to us. Officially confirmed today. Scott McTominay did give us a message. He did a little bit of an interview. One of the quotes was, "I will always follow this club," talking about Manchester United. "I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed. Thank you for everything. I loved every minute of it." Well, again, thank you, Scott. I think 22 years of being at Manchester United, I believe, something like that. We appreciate your service. I think Bruno, a lot of our players put out messages. Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, loads of players. I think Bruno Fernandes put it well when he said, thank you for everything. He said something along the lines of, you will forever be a part of the history of Manchester United. And he is. He will be. He will be. He's not going to be known as, in the levels of a Cantona or a Giggs or a Scholes or whatever, but he definitely is part of the history of Manchester United. He's had some impactful moments at Manchester United, some important moments, some good moments. So for sure, I think he definitely will. He definitely will be. So yeah, there's that, and then we have the Ten Hag presser, and I just spoiled half of the slides, but good thing you guys can't read that fast. So to follow up on that, because Erik Ten Hag did have a presser, and he did have some things about McTominay. He spoke on Rashford, and he spoke a little bit on Liverpool and Arne Slot. So we're gonna get into that as well. So Erik Ten Hag on Scott McTominay joining Napoli. He said, "I'm very happy for him and for us, but it's mixed feelings because I would have preferred not to lose him. He has Manchester United in his veins." I think valid statement. I think he does have Manchester United in his veins in terms of his love and passion. Even his work ethic. The only thing that was ever bad with Scott McTominay was that he was just very limited in his ability. That's the only shame. The only shame. I think everything else you can't even really complain about McTominay in any other aspect. The only aspect to complain about was his limited ability. And that's all. That's all. Then he did go on to say he was so important for our team. He was at Manchester United for over 22 years, but unfortunately, it's the rules. You have to discuss the rules to do sells, and obviously homegrown players, academy players bring more value. So actually, kind of a little bit interesting from Ten Hag touching about the whole homegrown thing, the Premier League sustainability fucking rules, um, which is actually probably a whole nother conversation on its own because is this profit sustainability thing the Premier League has put in, is it actually going to hurt clubs into the future as they, you know, look to balance their books and stay in good standing? Are more of them going to be willing to just get rid of their homegrown players? And is that going to lead to homegrown players going abroad, like Conor Gallagher, for example? Um, if English teams can't really afford because they're trying to balance books out, or is it going to lead to more swaps, maybe between English teams, where something like that happens? I think it's a little insight into it. He is talking about the rules to do sales, and obviously homegrown players bring a little bit more value. But yeah, 22 years at Manchester United. So, wish Scotty all the best. He also went on to say, it's not the right thing to do, but for everyone, for all parts, it's a good deal. For Scott, he is happy with it, of course. For Napoli, a very good player, but also for us. And I think that's the main. I think that's the main thing here in this deal. Obviously Scott would have, if you could give him a choice, he would obviously just stay at Manchester United till he's 47, with a cane. uh you know Not with a cane, but you know what I mean. Like he would literally rather prefer to retire at Manchester United. He didn't want to go. Erik Ten Hag liked him. I think Erik Ten Hag kind of wanted to keep him as well. But when you look at it as a whole, it's, as he said, it's the right thing to do. It's good for Scott. I think he fits Napoli very well. I think he fits the Serie A very well. We needed the money, so it's good all around. It's not. It's a bittersweet kind of thing, I guess, for a couple people, and McTominay including himself. But yeah, I think it just. I think he hit the head, the nail in the head there. Axe saying he's sad. I was too young when Beckham left. I wish him good luck. Scotty leaving is an emotional one. Um, Emotional one, but a necessary one. He's embedded into United's history, and yeah, I think that's the main point of the whole thing. Is that it's a little bit tough. Homegrown player. I think. Again, I've already stated. I think it was the correct thing to do. If I was in charge, I would have done the same move. Uh, it's a necessary one. It was a necessary one, and that's why. So Ten Hag was also asked something about Marcus Rashford. As I think we all know, Alan Shearer made some comments on Marcus Rashford. Erik Ten Hag, I think, was asked about it first, and then was asked about it second. The first time he did say, and I quote, he called the comments stupid. He said they were stupid, and then I think he was asked again, or this is a continuation, but he went on to say that it is not why I took him off that his performance weren't right. We had to rotate. There will be rotation, and there's the conclusion the player isn't performing. It can be, but not in this. So Ten Hag again coming out, backing Marcus Rashford, calling out Alan Shearer's criticism, um, and basically saying that he didn't take off Marcus Rashford in the last match because his performance was bad. He did it for rotation. I guess he was trying to get minutes for other players, which also does make sense at the same time. Again, we have a long season with a lot of matches. We're playing Thursday and Sundays, um, which is a quick turnaround, and it compacts the schedule more. And we're going to be playing three matches a week at some point. So it's going to be very, very hard, and we do need rotation. We do need as many players available as possible, and we need as many players as fit as possible and as sharp as possible. So I kind of believe him on this one. And again, Ten Hag backing Marcus Rashford, protecting Marcus Rashford. I think that's important. Um, whatever goes on behind the scenes, if he did play like shit and Ten Hag pulled him off and told him, listen, you played like shit, then he played like shit, and it is what it is. It handle that stuff behind. Um, again, I like when Ten Hag does these things because we already have so many enemies. Everybody wants to see us fail. Everybody hates us. If you're not a Manchester United fan, you don't like us. And that's what it is. So I think we need to start protecting a little bit of our own, and going after the people, the outsiders that like an Alan Shearer that wants to come and criticize Marcus Rashford. We know Marcus Rashford hasn't been great. We know Marcus Rashford hasn't been doing good. We know Marcus Rashford's struggling, but we can say something about it. But when Alan Shearer comes to saying something about it, we could tell Alan Shearer to go fuck off. Um, just put it simply. But he was also Erik Ten Hag also in his presser was asked about Liverpool. Said about Liverpool, we are really looking forward to competing with them. We have a good squad. We can bring a good team out. We have to improve. We have new players to integrate. We are looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to this game too. Again, I'm gonna say this. I want to see Mateus de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez starting at center back against Liverpool. I think it is time. I think it is what needs to be done. I think that is one of the most important things for me. I think they should be starting. I think that is the for our future going forward. It is our starting center back partnership. Maguire is not the future. Maguire can play his role in the squad, but I think in this match, as big as it is, I think the faster and the quicker you start with the partnership of De Ligt and Martinez going forward, I think the better for everybody. So that is the number one thing I want to see. I don't think we're gonna get Ugarte involved in the squad. Unfortunately, I would have loved him to be on the bench and see him get it some 20 minutes or so. Maybe he could have helped us out as well. Um, but unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen because I don't think he's gonna be registered for the match in time, or I don't know with the deadlines and stuff like that. I don't know how that works per se. Lyle letting us know Sterling on the verge of joining Arsenal. Dodged the bullet there. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Although some people might disagree because there was a couple people that they wanted Sterling. Ray's in here. Thanks for joining us, Ray. He joining here made the statement right away saying we're going to beat Liverpool 2-0 on Sunday. Big statements. But we'll listen to Ray because Ray was telling us for a month and a half that we were going to beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final. And he was right. So let's see what we do on Sunday. I feel kind of pretty confident about the match anyway. I think we played pretty well in the last two matches in terms of just passing, playing out of the back, playing under pressure. I think those are all improvements from what I seen from last season. We're still not there though. We have improvement, like Ten Hag said. We have to improve. There's things that we have to improve on, that we have to be sharper, that we have to be quicker on. But I'm not really worried right now about it. I think we're going into this match. It's derby. It's a derby. I don't anything can happen, and I think we're home. We're ready to go. We're gonna be up for it. So, Axe saying we need to back Rashford at this point. We have to. He is second just to Mbappe at this point when he gets his mind focused. I mean, well, we haven't seen that side of Marcus for at least the whole season, going on 2 seasons. But we need him not we need him because it's important to the squad. It's important to the team. When I say like we need this player to do this and we need this player to do this, it's not because I have Marcus Rashford posters on my wall and I have 3 different Marcus Rashford kits. It's because if Marcus Rashford does well, that means that the team is benefiting. The team is benefiting. That means we're in a better position, which means Manchester United is doing good, and that's all I care about at the end of the day. So if we could figure out how to get Marcus Rashford into a good prime form, and I want him to. I need him to. We need him to. Is what I'm saying. And Antony as well. We need them. We need them to. Like, I'm not here saying Antony's shit. When he goes in the pitch, I'm gonna, berate him and call him names and say how shit he is because he's on the pitch and I don't like him and I hate him. Like, no, I'm still here hoping, like, figure it out. Do something for us. Find some form. Something. I don't know how, but just please. Because the team needs it. The Manchester United, the club, need it from both those players, especially. Those are two players that we need that. Lyle saying 30 minutes left in the window. There should be some extra time after the deadline to register loans, so no issues for Sancho. Thank you, Lyle, for the update. Lyle's been absolutely fantastic. If I could take a moment, we got 30 people watching right now. Can you guys please smash the like button for me? It greatly helps out the channel. It's very important. It takes 2 seconds of your time. I think the last time we got up to 24 likes. Let's try and smash that. Let's get over that. Let's get to 30. There's 30 people in here. Let's get to 30. If you're not a subscriber and you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. Turn on notifications. We go live regularly. Live match reactions. So all that stuff. And thank you guys for being here. And get involved in the chat if you're not shy. We have the lovely community so far. We're building the community. So yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. To continue on with Ten Hag, and we'll finish this segment up. Erik Ten Hag on Arne Slot. The players, the partnerships, the relationships in that team are very clear and inherited that from the past years. But I have already seen some of the things that he has brought in. So not much of a quote there, but quote nonetheless. Obviously, they've known each other from their time in the Dutch league, where they did play each other for, I think it was one season. Ten Hag getting the best of Arne Slot in that season. Obviously, they met again during the preseason. We lost that match, but it's preseason. It is what it is. And we are going to check the internet. If you're joining us late, and you didn't see the news, Jadon Sancho to Chelsea. Here we go. Loan deal with an obligation to buy. Clause agreed between the clubs. So United have agreed to that deal. I'm going to check to see if we got any other updates. We have a beautiful picture of Manuel Ugarte. I'll bring that up on the screen. Our latest and newest and probably our last signing. Let me pull this up for you so you can see what I am seeing. Let's get this here. Oh, and we have to talk about the Europa League. I almost forgot. But Opare Erik saying, why is Rashford still in first 11? Well, I think good question, first of all. I just want to say, I'm not disagreeing with you, because personally, if I was probably in charge, I'd be obviously starting Diallo and Garnacho. And I think Rashford would be coming off the bench. Why I believe he's still in the first 11 is because Erik Ten Hag is stubborn. And I think he's a little bit desperate. And he probably sees it. I mean, he knows these players better than us. He's with them every day. He knows more of their personality. He knows what they're like when they're not on camera, behind closed doors. So maybe he has to do something with that. But I think partly, I think he's a little bit desperate. I think he's desperate to get Marcus Rashford to try and hit some type of form. I think also the club are a little bit desperate as well, considering that he is considered the face of the club at this point. And there is this bit of an issue of, if you do drop him out of the squad, the shitstorm that it's going to cause, plus what it will probably do to the rest of whatever's remaining of his confidence, is a problem. There's two ways to look at it. You could say he deserves to be dropped, and he's gonna have to get on with it. But at the same time, you could also say while you drop him, you might just completely kill whatever confidence he has left, and maybe he goes even worse than what he's doing now. Maybe he becomes seriously disinterested. Maybe he becomes seriously unhappy. Maybe it causes more problems, and maybe that's not the you know best thing to do in terms of that situation. But there is both sides always. So maybe that's why. Maybe Ten Hag is trying to give him a little bit more time before making the absolute decision. I mean, we've already seen he's done it with Antony. So Antony was his signing. Antony was his player. He gave Antony a loads of chances to the point where we were all pissed off because Antony kept playing. To the point where he wasn't even subbing him. And then it just came to the point where he has lost his place. He has lost his place. He barely featured. He didn't even feature the first match. He got, a few minutes in the last one. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Ben saying, how far is deal of Osman to Chelsea going? We need to check that. I think Lyle's got the update because Lyle's over here. He's better than Sky Sports News. Not that Sky Sports News is any good anymore, but he's definitely way better than Sky Sports News because he's on all the information like that, which is very very helpful. So I could do the show and not lose track of what I'm doing. Ray's saying why Maguire is still in the first 11. Well, I think Maguire and Rashford are two different cases. I think Maguire solely in the first 11 because of fitness reasons. For Mateus de Ligt because he had no preseason at all, and I think Maguire was there preseason, ready to go. Wasn't involved per se in the in the Euros. De Ligt was. So I think just based off of fitness, I think and availability, Maguire was there. Maguire did the preseason, so Maguire starts because he's ready to go. I think De Ligt was doing a little bit of catching up, but I think it's been essentially 2 weeks in. He's gotten the two substitutions, so I think he's kind of ready. I mean, you don't substitute, you don't put in Mateus de Ligt back-to-back games for like about 30 minutes each if you're not gearing him up to get him to start. I think that's the whole point. Because when you have your starting center back partnership, you don't substitute the partnership unless you're up by a lot and you can rest him or something like that, or there's some type of an injury concern. So I think Maguire and Rashford are two different cases. I think Maguire, we're gonna see him out soon. I don't think so. I don't think he'll continue. I would actually switch him out for Liverpool. He might still be there for Liverpool, but I don't see him starting much longer. Marcus Rashford, I think, will be starting a little bit longer than Harry Maguire is going to last. Axe saying I would keep Rashford in as a psychological move, not for the football, but I am biased. I like him. He needs opportunities to come back. It's not going to happen on the bench. Well, this is what I'm saying. There's a couple different ways to look at this. You could say that footballing reasons, he has to be on the bench, and everything else is on the second. It comes second. Like none of that shit matters. At the same time, you could be worried and be like, well, if we do drop him to the bench, what if it makes him even worse? What if it worsens the situation? And that's not good for the club either. So, there's multiple ways to look at this. Axe is also saying, for me, at this point, Maguire has one good match versus Fulham and one bad, so it's 1-1. I would start him against Liverpool. I agree with that he is 1-for-1. But my whole thing is that Mateus de Ligt was brought in to be the starting center-back, and Lisandro Martinez is obviously the starting center back. Well, I think at that point, when are you going to start the partnership? I think they are the future partnership. Maguire is here to play a role. Maguire's 30, and he can offer us good stuff, but I'd rather have the Ligt over Maguire. I'm going to be honest. So I would do it. Lyle saying before the Brighton first goal mistake, Maguire had been solid. He has been solid. I'm not arguing he hasn't. He stepped up and I feel he earned his way back. The lid brought in to start, so expect Maguire to be third choice. That's what I'm saying. And I think Lyle's hit the nail on the head again. Why is that? Oh, yeah, Ugarte's here, so you can look at it. I'll put him over. Look at him. He's so happy to be here. He's so happy to be here. It's good that we got him in, though. It's good that we got him in. Let me go to the internet. Smash the like button for me, people. We're trying to get to 30. We got 17 likes. Smash the like button. Let's run it up. If you got anything you want to say, Lyle saying deal off for Osman. Breaking news. So he's not going to Chelsea. Opare saying, why didn't we sign Antony? Because I think he's better than our goal scorers. Well, I think Tony's very good. He went for 40 million. I don't know if we had the funds. I don't know if we had the funds to do that deal. I think we're out of funds. I think we would have had to sell a player or two, and I don't think it would work out. Because considering wherever we sold the player from, for example, if we sold the Harry Maguire, not that there was interest for Harry Maguire, and not that Harry Maguire wanted to go, or if we sold the Victor Lindelof, which we couldn't because he's injured, so nobody wanted him, we might have had to replace that position with the position that we were selling. So I don't know, or maybe they just didn't think it was a good deal. I would have been okay with Antony coming in, although, you know, I don't know, but it's a good question. I don't know. I would have taken him. If we were in for him, but apparently we either couldn't do the deal or they didn't want to do the deal, one or the other. Olamide Idris is saying sell Rashford. Well, I don't know. We have about 15 minutes. Somebody call somebody call up United. Tell them get the Rashford deal done. You got 15 minutes. No. I mean, it's okay if you want to sell him, but you know, it's not going to happen. At least not until next season. I think next season is going to be another big transfer window as well. For INEOS. I mean, January is always tough, but I would like to see us do a deal or two in January if we can do it. But next summer, I think, is going to be a very, very big window because I think there's a lot of potential movements that could be also going on. I think Antony could be one of them. Rashford could be one of them, depending on how their seasons go. I think Maguire could be one of them. Lindelof could be one of them as well. I expect Christen Eriksen to go. I think Christen Eriksen could even go in January, depending on that. Casemiro will probably go if there's anybody in for him, maybe a Saudi Arabia or something. I mean, I already just listed like half a squad, like half a starting 11 in transfers out, and this one didn't even finish. So, you know, I think 2 to 3 windows, and I think we can then officially say the reset is 100% completed and official. But yeah, Lyle saying deal for Osman. Axe is relieved because Osman might have gone to Chelsea. That would have been real dangerous. I think I'm actually surprised that Chelsea or Arsenal did not go for Osman. I think Arsenal need a striker to win the league, and the fact that they didn't get one, I don't think they're gonna win the league. So I think if they got a striker like Osimhen, then I think Arsenal would have had probably the best chance ever to win the league. I think the fact that they didn't sign in a striker like that, I don't think they're gonna win the league. Laz saying if Rashford doesn't come right this season, he is on the list with Maguire and Shaw next window. Oh yeah, Shaw's another one because of his injury record. Can you guys believe? See, I didn't know this when I had to look it up, but I did it because I was doing I was doing a thing on our injury record on last season. And I went back and I looked at like all the seasons, since post Fergie. So it was about 10 years, and I was looking at our injury record because I was trying to make the point that our medical staff has been kind of fucked for quite some time, and it's nothing new with the injury crisis because they were trying to blame it on Ten Hag and Ten Hag's training for the injury crisis we had last season. Um, and when I pulled the list, I tweeted it out year by year of every player and how long they were injured for. And somebody pointed out, and they were like, Luke Shaw has literally never completed a season for Manchester United. Um, and when I looked at it, I was like, they were right. It's been 11 seasons for Luke Shaw, and he has not completed one season, one full season, which is fucking mind blowing. Um, it's also sad and it sucks, but it's just mind blowing that you've done 11 seasons and you have managed to get injured and miss a shit ton of games every single season. And it's a shame. It's a shame because when he's available and he, is in form and he can, get some type of rhythm going, he's very, very good. And we miss him when he's not there. But, it's to the point 11 seasons, he's only going to get older. It's only going to get worse. So I think, as Lyle said, Shaw also has to be on that list for next season. And then also Malacia, because we have no clue what the hell is going on with Malacia. Obviously, he's trying to come back, but we don't know what the hell is going on. We might have to sign 2 left backs. Well, there's a lot that still has to go on there. And Eriksen and Lindelof can stick around until January. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we might do those deals in January. That would be good too. Grace is here. Grace, our moderator, has joined us with 10 minutes left in the window before it officially closes. How you doing, Grace? What are you thinking about? We got Ugarte in. Sancho's gone. Sancho's gone to Chelsea. How you feeling about any of that? Grace also coming in with the strong comment saying, if Shaw needs a new career, my local McDonald's are hiring, he will fit right in. Is that a fat joke, Grace? Is that a fat joke? Don't fat shame Luke Shaw. Don't fat shame Luke Shaw. Don't fat shame Luke Shaw. He was looking pretty slim, pretty fit. Come on. He did good to lose that weight. Don't fat shame him. It's always a joy with Grace here. It's always a joy. Never a dull moment for sure. Let's check to see if we got anything. Yeah, so Raheem Sterling to Arsenal. Dodged the bullet on that. Crystal Palace signed Eddie Nketiah from Arsenal for 25 million plus 5 million add-ons. Wolves confirm Andre has joined from Fluminense. Interesting. We're getting more pictures. We're getting more pictures of Ugarte. So here's the full list of players that have exited Manchester United since we are at the end of the window. There's about 10 minutes left. Smash the like button for me if you haven't smashed it already. Greatly appreciated. We got 17 likes. We got 23 people in here. Let's get 23 out of 23. Manchester United players that have exited the club. Scott McTominay, Mason Greenwood, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Willie Kwambala, Hannibal Mejbri, Facundo Palestri, Alvaro Fernandez, Donny van de Beek, Will Fish, Shola Shoretire, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane, Omari Forson, Anthony Martial, Brandon Williams, and Sofrine Amrabat are your exits for this summer window. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. I mean, that is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is 16 players. That's a starting 11 and 4 and 5 on the bench. I don't think we've had this many exits from Manchester United maybe in the at least the past decade. I can't even tell you. I don't know. I don't know the statistics on that, but that is quite a lot. Quite a lot. And it just shows you, INEOS had a lot of work to do because we also had to get the signings in. And some of those deals were not easy to do. I mean, the Mason Greenwood deal wasn't that easy. Wan-Bissaka had a couple hiccups there. Scott McTominay took a little bit to do. Um, Donny Van de Beek, what are you gonna do with that? Where his value was just plummeted. Jadon Sancho, hard deal to do because of the wages. And then obviously Veron Martial left on a free. The youngsters are pretty much self-explanatory because more people want them because they have, more potential, more upside. Um, but yeah, Ugarte PR, Ugarte propaganda is all over my Twitter timeline here. Um, Trying to see if we get anything off. Yep, here's what Lyle was saying before. Deal completely off from Fabrizio Romano for Victor Osimhen. No agreement with Chelsea and CFC delegation now leaving Napoli. If nothing happens from Saudi next 2 days, Osimhen will stay at Napoli, but he's not going to be part of the first team squad. Relationship currently completely broken. Wow, that is actually huge. So I would expect um at this point, I think Osimhen is going to end up in Saudi Arabia unless they don't move for him. But you know, um, that's that's crazy if he doesn't leave. Won't be involved in the first team squad. You're gonna have a player like that not involved at all. That's a mess. That's a mess. And we just went through something similar with that with Jadon Sancho. So thank God we're out of the waters with that. Um, and Samuel Luckhurst saying something about put out a tweet that reads Sancho would be Manchester United's ninth sale, given obligation to buy this summer of a player who's played for the first team. Shift in strategy with disciplined spending on individual fees and proactive sales has been stark. United needed a proven goal scorer, but a very positive window. And to that point, I pretty much agree with negative Samuel Luckhurst there, because he loves to be negative, but I think he did hit the point. He did hit the point where he said shift in strategy with disciplined spending. I think the spending's been very disciplined. I don't think we did one bad deal in terms of a fee in the spending. I think we paid fair prices, good prices. Some of them you could even argue that they're absolute bargains. We did proactive sales. I think we did that as well. So definitely a shift, and it's a positive shift, and something that we I think something that we wanted, that we looked forward to, that we're happy that we finally got. And I'm gonna put up this photo here because this is the photo. For me, this is the photo, and there's another photo, but this is the photo for the back. This is the photo. Grab this photo. Let me throw it up here. This is the photo, everybody. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Those two at the back and that man in front of them, creating that Bermuda Triangle. That ball enters that space, the opposition, they're not going to see that ball anymore. They're going to lose it. So, this is what I want to see. This needs to be a rock back there, an absolute boulder. So let's hope for that. Coming to a Manchester United team near you. Resize that. Let's throw this over here. We're gonna leave this up. Gonna leave this up next to me. Where's Harry? Keeping things cold or warm. um, I missed a bit of the chat, so now I gotta go back. Grace, Shaw will slip up in the kitchen and be in the medical leave. Grace saying he's not fat, just big bones. We're gonna get canceled. Grace saying he will eat all the burgers. Burgers are delicious though. Axe saying he regrets the transfers of Kumbala, Meshbury, and Scott the most. I mean, because academy players. But listen, at the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do. Um, Lyle saying Sky Sports left their mic on and just caught the panel talking shit. Nothing. Hectic. Thanks goodness for them. Uh, expand on that, Lyle. What were they talking shit? Was it about Man United, or was it just like about something else? I want to know. If they're talking shit about United, I'll absolutely love it. It's gonna be great because they're gonna clip it up and they're gonna put it all over the internet, and my timeline is gonna explode. So I wanna know. I wanna know what were they talking shit about. Grace saying, did anyone watch the Scott video? I just wanted to throw up the sentiment FC at his finest. 100%. I seen it. I was actually gonna put it up for you guys, but I don't know how to do it without getting the volume, and then I don't want to get copyright strike, so I didn't put it up. Where was the Rude or Keen or Stam videos when they left? Nobody cried. To be backed, Sir Alex Ferguson. Was a different time too, Grace. I mean, they didn't really do those sort of things. Now in today's age with all the social media and the PR and all that stuff, it's more of a common thing now. Um, so it is what it is, Grace. It is what it is. He's gone. It's over. Let it go. We give him his thanks. 22 years at the club, and that's it. Nope. Lyle just putting it out there, saying Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. Yeah, he's like that. I don't know if you guys ever seen that meme, um, with the guy. There's a guy from EAFC from the video game from FIFA, where they have him pictured and he shows up and he's at like four different clubs wearing like four different uh kits, where he's like literally he has a Liverpool kit, then it's like the same guy wearing a Chelsea kit, then it's the same guy wearing an Arsenal kit, then it's the same guy wearing a United kit. That's literally Sterling. That's literally Raheem Sterling. I mean, but hey, if you're gonna do it, I mean that's kind of what a career. I mean, he hasn't gone to one lower lower down team. I mean, he went from Liverpool to City to Chelsea to Arsenal. So it's not like he went from like Liverpool to Fulham or something. So Sterling Medical, where's Harry? Harry's MIA. Nah, just random crap. Gray said nobody wants to see the video again. You get canceled for showing crap. Like, yeah, I saw that meme when Raheem rumored to come to United. Funny ass meme. Nah, it's a great meme. It's a great meme. Fits. I love the memes. The memes are best. Um, and it's 6 o'clock. So, well, 6 o'clock for me. Past midnight. Is it past midnight? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not doing this. The summer transfer window is closed, pretty much. Let's just put it that way. It's officially closed. There's probably leeway for like the next hour, some weird random transfer, but pretty much we're done. There's no more business for us. Um, unless Saudi Arabia comes and they want to offer some big money for somebody, I guess we could always sell. But in terms of ins, nobody else is coming in. Um, and that's pretty much it. I think it's been an absolutely fantastic show. Before we get out of here, we are just gonna bring up the Europa League because we did not speak about that, the Europa League draw, but we will get that. I want to pull up the picture of who we are playing. So this is us. Let's get that on the screen. We're gonna have to get rid of this. So we did our Europa League draw today, and this is what we got. This isn't us. What the hell is this? The pot. I messed up. Why is that a picture of the pot? I wanted the picture of the drawing. Here we go. I got it. I got it. Technical difficulties. Okay. Here's the list. So we got to play Rangers. We're home. We're playing Porto away. It's gonna be a tough match. Good buddy of mine, Porto fan. Um, it's always tough to play in Portugal. So you know, we have to play PAOK. I don't even know, um, what's their full name. Home. We should be winning that match. Fenerbahce, is gonna be a tough match. Fenerbahce away. It's gonna be a tough match. Mourinho, Sofri, and Amrabat has gone there as well. So a little bit of a reunion thing going on there. Fred as well. Um, then we have to play Bodo Clement. We should be winning that match. We should be winning all these matches pretty much. The only two I think Porto will be difficult, and Fenerbahce. Those two away matches I think will be hard. Otherwise, no offense to Rangers. Rangers maybe they'll give us a bit of a game, but we should be beating Rangers. PAOK, Bode, Clement, and all of these guys. We should be winning all of them. I should say I'm going to say this now. I hate Arsenal. So we all hate Arsenal. Don't worry about it. Sky Sports saying Chelsea still in talks to sign Sancho. Haha, slow sports news. How do we do this? Dramatic effect. Oh, we gotta get rid of everything. Slow sports news. Chelsea are still trying to sign Jadon Sancho. Slow sports news. Breaking news. Oh, that was a little bit too loud. I'm sorry if I destroyed your eardrums. I didn't know it was going to be like that. I didn't know it was going to be like that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for your eardrums if I destroyed them. We won't do that again. That was my bad. My bad. Grace saying you spoke about Rashford always been played. You do realize he's the face of the club and earns 350K a week. He's clearly been told he has to play him. The next manager will have to pick him too. Well, yeah, I did. I did say that, Grace, that he is considered the face of the club. But I think part of the problem is that we need him to come good anyway. I mean, if Rashford's not doing good and Antony's not doing good, we're in a bit of a screwed situation anyway. Like, I'm trying to look at it from Erik ten Hag manager perspective, not trying to be on that cynical route how you mentioned, which I think can also be a possibility. I'm not dismissing that, but I'm just trying to look at it from a manager point of view in the situation of how you got to handle a player that your first season was absolutely phenomenal. The second season was a complete disaster. He is on 350K a week, and he is considered the face of the club. You need him to come good. You need him and Antony to come good. Now, Antony, I think, has a completely different attitude than Marcus Rashford. I think Antony, if you kick him, if you slap him, metaphorically, probably even literally as well, but metaphorically speaking, you give him a little kick, you give him a little, sting, it probably fires him up and gets him to do more. I think if you try to do a similar thing to Marcus Rashford, it doesn't actually have the same effect. I think it would bring Rashford down. I think Rashford's already very disappointed he was left out of the England squad. And I think if you take him and you drop him so early into the season onto the bench, I think it's just going to hurt him even more. And that's a problem because then in reality, we're only operating with two wingers. We're only going to have Garnacho and we're only going to have Diallo that are actually providing and playing well. And we can't do a whole season like that. So I think it's a difficult situation with Marcus Rashford. Lai is saying we got a good draw for the Europa League. We can get some good points to finish top 8. I think we should be finishing. We should be finishing top 4 for sure. Where is that thing? I think for sure out of here, I would take 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 18 points minimum from this. Minimum 18 points. Um, Again, Porto and Fenerbahce, we don't know how that's gonna go. They're gonna be tough matches. I'm not gonna play that down. I think Porto and Fenerbahce will be tough matches, but out of that, 18 points minimum. Grace maximum. She wants 24 points. I can't even blame him for that. I want to say that as well. I want to say that as well. In reality, I want all 24 points. In reality, but I'm trying to be a little bit level headed here. And just you know just for the fact that I know Porto and Fenerbahce are going to be tough matches, so there is a potential that we don't get the full points out of that. But I want 24 points. I'm with Grace. We're going for 24 points. 24 out of 24. I want all the points. We finished first. We have the highest goal difference. And yeah. Yeah, the PAOK is the Greek champions. Yes, they are. I just don't know what PAOK the whole name stands for. Him being the face of the club actually hurts him. You talk about Rashford, probably in some aspect, but there was those people that when the whole Rashford discussion was going on, that they were kind of trying to say that he's kind of trapped in between two worlds. Like Marcus Rashford isn't really that kind of his personality doesn't really match the face of the club whole type of thing. But this is what happens. This is what happens. Grace saying I think Antony could be a good left wing back if we ever went to a back five. Yeah, from the couple times he's played there, he actually did way better than I thought he was, and I think his aggression helps, and the fact that he like tries to actually get the ball. I don't know how well he would do against like top wingers defensively per se. But what was it, 2 times that he's played there? I think the 2 times he's played there, he actually did. The first time he amazed me. I was like, I thought he was just gonna absolutely get skinned. And he actually did pretty well. And he has like that attacking intent from the back as well, because he's a winger. Bro, it was like him going forward with the ball. I was like, it actually was pretty good. I thought Ten Hag lost his damn mind when he did that. But then when he did it the second time, obviously Antony lost his shit, because he don't want to be playing left back. So, Ray's saying, do you think it matters whether you finish first or eighth? Easier next round, maybe. It's actually a good question. I would, for me, I don't know how they actually set it up, Grace. But for me, I would think if you finished first, then you should match up with the team that finished the lowest, I guess, in terms of the standings. I think for me, that's how I would have it set up. I don't know if it makes a difference. I don't know if they have it set up like that. I don't know if it's just gonna be another draw and that doesn't matter. But I feel like you should be rewarded. Like, I feel like if you come in first, you should be rewarded for coming in first by being handed an easier first fixture into the next round. Whereas if you come in eighth, you should probably get a harder one compared to the first, because then otherwise, what's the point? Just for bragging rights to finish first? I think there should definitely be that competition within the competition of, you try to finish as high as possible, because it gives you some type of a benefit. It gives you something out of it for sure. So, full name as per Wikipedia. I'm not gonna pronounce that. I got my Greek buddy. He could pronounce this shit for me. I'm gonna try just because it's funny and I like to try. Panthesa Lenikios Athletikios Omilios Constantinopolitan. Never again. Yo, what was that last word? That's like a whole civilization by itself. That's crazy. I'm gonna text my friend that whole thing and I'm gonna get him to pronounce it for me. and then we'll get it. We'll get it on the next show. I'll get his voice. I'll get him to do a voice note, and then I'll play it. Yeah. Now I see why they're just called just PAOK. Because who the hell is pronouncing that? Grace saying he can pass, he can track back, and when he gets space, he can do a spin. Grace got jokes. Grace, are you sure you're not a stand-up comedian? I think you should go. I think you should go try stand-up comedy somewhere. Open mic. Go see. If you're not happy with your day job, Grace, go there. Go give it a go. I think you might have a future there for sure. 100%. Axel is saying first 8 qualify automatically, yes. And the remaining 16, they play a qualification match, yes. The first 8 then play against the winners of the February match. It's a draw. Okay. That I was aware of. I was just saying, like, more of, like, between the first 8. Like, but I guess if they're just going to draw, then they're going to draw. Maybe it's something that they can look into, slight modification for the following years after. I would personally do it, and I think they do this in American sports, where I believe it's basketball and the NFL, where it's like a similar thing. But then, like, if you're the first, so you're considered the first seed, which would be first place. You then play, what would be in this case the 16th, or whoever advances from the playoffs. So it would be like first versus 16th, second versus 15th, third versus whatever. And I think that has like a little bit more implications that way. Maybe they could look to do that. Maybe it's not a good fit for European football. I don't know. A lot is saying I can now officially turn off Twitter notifications for Ornstein Romano. These two blew my phone up. Yeah, I know. I have so many notifications on my phone. Literally, I didn't even realize how bad it was until when I went on vacation, and my friends were just like, they were just complaining about my phone just constantly going off with notifications because I had 15, 20 notifications for like 20 different accounts notifications. So it's just a way to help the stronger teams. Then I dislike it. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. That's true. That's true. I didn't really think of it in that way. Axe. That's true though. That's true. Because then it would be like, the stronger. Obviously, you'd be like the team that's the best, the strongest, because they're in first. They're playing the shittiest team, so it's just gonna be easier for them to get through. So that makes more sense. So actually, probably the way they have it set up is better now. And actually, the American sports can take a lesson or two in this thing, and maybe they should just scramble it all around. Because what are we doing? But the format, I agree with Grace. I do like we play 8 random teams. I actually really love this format. I knew this was coming for about like two seasons. Like I knew how it was gonna operate because of I play Football Manager. And they included in Football Manager. And when I seen it in Football Manager, I got really excited, and I was like, I want to see this in real life because I think it's gonna be great. I think the matches, the fact that it's all one-off games, the fact that you don't have to watch repeats. I feel like at some point it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna get really open because teams are they're gonna be desperate for the points, whereas like they're not gonna be so conservative because it's not gonna be like, oh, we have a 2-leg, and we're in the group. It's kind of everybody's competing against each other, so it puts a little bit more pressure to go and win. So I feel like it's gonna open it up more. So I'm excited for it as well. UEFA's answers to the Super League. No, yeah, it is. It's literally a copy and paste pretty much of the Super League, in a certain way. But still, I like it. I think it's good. I just want it to stay as the Champions League. That was the whole point. It was the Super League was the way they announced it was fucked up. No relegation, no, it was all those other details, but the format of it is good. I like that. Before we get out of here, I'm just gonna check online one last time just to make sure. Breaking. So not really for us. But Antony has signed his Al Aliyal contract done. So Antony gone to Saudi Arabia. Kind of shocked me on that one. Thought he would end up at another Premier League club. Hasn't done so. And I guess if we're gonna throw up one more graphic, since we did the outgoings, we'll throw up this graphic, even though oh no, that one has a logo. I'm not gonna do it. But the graphic, pretty much anyway. July 14th, we signed Xerxes for 37 million pounds. July 18th, we signed Lenny Yoro for 52 million pounds. August 12th, which was my birthday, and Delit's birthday as well. We signed Delit for 38 million pounds. August 12th, same day, we signed Mazuari for 13 million pounds and Manuel Ugarte August 29th for 42 million pounds. So those are our 5 signings, all quality, all very happy with them. I think it's been very, very good window. I rate the window out of 10. I give it an 8, maybe even an 8.5. I think most fans would agree with that, if not a little bit higher, because I know a lot of people sometimes they get very, very excited. And this image is going to be strictly for Grace. This is strictly for Grace. This image, when I get this for our moderator, for our moderator, this is strictly for Grace. This is when Grace enters the chat, and she hears you mention a player she doesn't like. This is how Grace enters the chat. Grace comes in here. As soon as you say Scott McTominay or Luke Shaw, this is Grace. Grace coming in here. This is Grace. This is how Grace looks when she comes in here, entering the chat. Just ready to go. Full demon mode. Full demon mode. I'm just joking, Grace. By the way, we have to get Richard back in here. So he commented on my video the other day. I don't know what happened last time, but somebody tell Richard to get back in here because we miss him and we need him back in here. And I don't know what the hell happened, but everybody's gonna make up and we're gonna get on because it's not that deep. It's not that deep. It's nothing serious. So we got to figure that out. We need to get Richard back in here. Sterling, here we go, confirmed. That was the way Antony thought he was coming on to change the game. I mean, like, just spitting image. Grace, have you said something to Richard? I don't know. He commented on the video. By the way, I put out the video of Ugarte. It's like 5 minutes. I don't know what happened last time. Let me get rid of this because you can't see me. He commented on the video that I posted, the pre-record. He said it was a good video, and I told him, I hope to see him back in here. I don't know if he saw it or responded to it. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened. He said he was getting abused. I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a misunderstanding or something, but we need to figure it out. I blame nobody. It's just whatever. But it's not that deep. We gotta move past it. So we'll figure it out. Somehow we gotta figure it out. Somebody find him and tell him to get back in here. For sure. Because we need him back in here. We need him back in here. He's important. He's important. I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna put this right. That's beautiful. He accused me of being a fake fan and not being a woman because I said yeah, that part I know that happened. The thing is that he See what I think was, I think he was very upset about what happened at the match, and then he didn't catch on very well with with your form of banter. Like when you came in here and you said, "Come on, Brighton," like I obviously knew you were joking, Grace, like right away. He was probably a little bit fired up, and maybe he didn't like understand it in that way. So it led to one thing or another. That's why I'm saying it's a whole miscommunication thing, and everybody needs to kiss and make up because it's not serious. It's not serious. There's something stupid. And there's literally no issue, but we just need him to get back in here is all. Um, yeah, he hasn't been back since that day. So, he's in Manchester. He's gonna watch the game. The game what? He's in Manchester. He's gonna watch the game live. Is he? Uh, well, hopefully he'll be back in here anyway. But I'm gonna end it, guys, and we'll figure that out on another one. Today is Friday. We are playing Sunday. Probably most likely not going to go live tomorrow, but we will be here with a Red Devil recap as we always are on Sunday. It was a very, very good show. Thank you for everybody that got involved. All our regulars, Ray, Grace, our wonderful moderator, Lyle, Axe, as normal. Couple other people that were in here. Opare, Erik, Ben was got involved in the live chat. Shout out to them. Shout out to Timothy. He got involved well, and Timon Argueno. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for making the show good and interactive and fun and giving me people to talk to. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, everybody that smashed the like button. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, I should have probably said this at the beginning, but I'll say it at the end. I think we should give ourselves a round of applause because from the last time we were live, we did crack 2,800 subscribers. So we were we were at 2,792 or something like that. We are now above 2,800 subscribers. So we are growing. We are getting there. And I will give you the official number right now is 2,817 subscribers. So we actually gained even more subscribers during this live show. So thank you if you subscribed and you're new. Welcome to the community. We're going to the very top. We're building this community. It's going to be very, very lovely. I'm very, very excited. So thank you for everybody that's getting involved and joining us. And yeah, it's what it's all about. Axis, thoughts on Liverpool. I'll give you my quick thoughts. I'll give you the score prediction on Liverpool. How about that? Because I don't have time to go into depth. Basically, I want to see De Ligt starting next to Martinez. I would go with Diallo and Garnacho as wingers. I think we're going to. I think it'll either be a draw, 2-2, or 2-1 United. I think Liverpool attacking wise are very dangerous. I think somehow they'll get one, particularly because we haven't actually figured out the defense per se as of yet. So I think we need a little bit more work on that. But we are home, and I do expect us to win. So I'm gonna go 2-1. 2-1 United. We get the points and we go from there. And I will see you all Sunday after the match. Probably not directly after the match, but later on in the day. So we could cover everything and we do the live player ratings and recap. So thank you guys again. Thank you. And we will see you. You dropping off that Malta trip has hurt you. Your subs. You should be on more. I would be on more. I'd be on way more if I was here doing the whole summer grace 100%. But I needed that trip. That trip was important to me. So but we're back. We're ready to go, and we're gonna take over. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Lyle shooting for the stars, road to 100K plaque. I mean, that would be awesome. And if we ever do get that plaque, I will have to do something about this. Cause I'm gonna put it right behind us, cause that would be for everybody. It wouldn't be just my plaque. It would be all of our plaque. So yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. I will catch you guys later. Be good. I gotta go eat dinner. Be good.